On October 30th, 2023, I uploaded a video titled Random Room Generation in Minecraft. That was my first ever version of the RRG system. In this video, I will show you the new Random Room Generation System 2.0 and a tutorial on how to make it from scratch. We'll review 4 quick and simple steps to make it, cover some common mistakes, and show how the system works with an easy to understand animations. Let's dive right into it. What is the RRG system? Well, as mentioned before, RRG system stands for Random Room Generation System. It's pretty self-explanatory, but what is it used for? Well, currently, this system is being used in my team's Doors in Minecraft projects. This system allows for random rooms to generate every new game. This makes it so the game's map is different each time. However, you can use it as you want, it's all up to your imagination. Lastly, why did I remake it? Well, my previous system was outdated and wasn't really random at all. Plus, I've got countless requests from you guys that I should remake this system. So, essentially how this new RRG system works is by having it generate a random number and assign it to the variable. We'll get into that later. Each time we generate a random number, that number corresponds to one of the pre-built rooms. So, let's say we want 10 random rooms to be spawned after one another. We also have 10 pre-built rooms saved as structures. Now, say x is the random number. If, let's say, x equals 5, the 5th room out of the 10 different rooms gets picked. If x equals 2, the second one. If x equals 9, the 9th, and so on. Now, we have to create a simple command block chain that will generate 10 random numbers and assign them to x. After a random number has been generated, the room corresponding to that number spawns. Thus, we get an order of 10 rooms spawned randomly. Now, keep in mind that you may see the same rooms appear more than once here. And it's okay, since the system is random. You can even get all of the rooms to be the same if you get lucky enough. These numbers I told you, like the number of rooms we want to spawn and the number of rooms we have, could be up to you. You can build and generate as many rooms as you'd like to. Wait, before we move on, did you know you can receive exclusive news regarding my channel, download any maps in the videos early, and even be able to chat with me for absolutely free? Well, the only thing you need to do for that is to head down to the description of the video and follow the link to my Discord server. Next, complete a quick survey that is designed to optimize your experience on the server. Make sure to click yes on the last question if you'd like to receive the exclusive news. All of that is absolutely for free. Now, onto the video. The first step is to build 10 rooms. I mentioned you can experiment with the number of rooms you build, but if you are recreating this system for the first time, I suggest following each step just like I do it. Here you can see how the rooms look on the outside and the inside. When decorating, you can add any furniture you would like to, just make sure it's different in each room. And what's also important is to make the room have no entrance door but one exit door, like it is shown in the video. Next, save the rooms in structure blocks. Name it RRG-Room 1. My rooms sizes are always 17 blocks on the x-axis, 8 on the y-axis, and 9 on the z-axis. The offset is 1, 0, 1. The room should now be saved as a structure. Next, build another identical room but change it on the insides. Next, save it into another structure block, but name it RRG-Room 2. Then, build another room, change it on the insides, save it in a structure block, but make sure to change the name onto RRG-Room 3. Repeat this a few more times until you have 10 rooms with identical sizes but different interiors. For step 2, you would create a random number variable. Here's how you can make it. Type the /scoreboard command, then type objectives, then add, and here name the variable random variable. Type it exactly as it is in the video. Finish it off with dummy at the end. This command creates the variable. For the second command, type /scoreboard objectives set display sidebar random variable. As you can see, this command makes the variable counter appear on the right side of the screen. For the last command, type /scoreboard players add at a random variable 1. This sets your score to 1 on the sidebar and the counter of the variable. Now the hardest part. Start out by building this platform that is exactly the size of the room, in our case 17 by 8 blocks. Then duplicate this platform 9 more times, so you can have 10 platforms like this in total. Also, place these red block markers on each platform, this will be useful later. Next, build this wall with a button on it. This will activate the system later. The button should be followed by a repeater with some redstone wires behind the wall that are connected to a few more command blocks. In the first command block, type /scoreboard players random at a random variable 110. This will generate a random number and assign it to the random variable we created before. Next, type /fill. The coordinates in the command block should start from the red marker in the beginning all the way to the opposite side of the marker on the end of the platforms, but 9 blocks up. This command basically fills all of the platforms with air. Put a repeater after the 2 command blocks and put it on max hold. For the next part, we'll build these chain command block pillars which will do the main function of the system. Don't get freaked out by them, we'll break all of this down right now. Build the first pillar. Make sure all of the command blocks are facing upwards. Set the bottom command block to impulse, unconditional and needs redstone. Type the following command: /execute if score at p random variable matches 1 run structure load RRG-room1 coordinates. What does this do? Well, basically it checks if the score of a random person matches 1, so it executes only if your score is 1. Next, it loads the structure RRG-room1, which is the first room we've built on the first platform. Now for the coordinates. Copy the coordinates of this red marker we've placed before. This is where the room will be loaded. For the second command block, make it chain, unconditional and always active. Here, type the same command block of the previous command block, but change 2 things. First, type matches 2 instead of 1. Also put the RRG-room2 instead of RRG-room1. You can see the pattern here. In the next command block, make it just as the second one, but make it have matches 3 and RRG-room3. Repeat the process until you have 10 command blocks in total. After this tall pillar, put a command block with the same command from the very first command block we've placed. /scoreboard players random at a random variable 110. This generates a random number again. For the second pillar, it's absolutely identical to the first one, just copy it. The only thing you want to change is the coordinates at the end of each command. Here, we put in the coordinates of the second red marker on the second platform. And that is mainly it. Just keep on adding more of these command blocks that generate the random number and the pillars. The only thing you change in every next pillar are the coordinates of the red marker. Switch it to the next platform on every new pillar, basically. And finally, for the last 2 command blocks at the end of the whole pillar structure. The first command block includes the following command: /tag at a add can clear items. Now, before we get into what this command does, build these command blocks across the perimeter of the entire platform build. Set each of these command blocks to repeat, unconditional and always active. Set the command in each of the command blocks to /execute if entity add r tag equals can clear items run kill add e type equals item. This command basically kills all of the dropped items that are laying on the ground. This command is there to make sure any item that could have fell out of the room during the working of that /fill command in the beginning of the system will be removed and wouldn't be laying on the ground and overloading the server. For the very last command block, type /tag at a remove can clear items. This will make sure the items don't get killed anymore. That is it for the step 3. If you made it this far, congratulations, you've done this. Now we'll both check on how the system works. Press the button at the very beginning of the system and see the magic work. As you see, we get 10 random rooms generated after one another. You can walk in and check if everything works like it should. press it again to see if it would generate the rooms differently for the second time. A few common mistakes you guys could make while building this system include 1. Making the rooms not identical size. As mentioned before, it's important that all of your rooms are the same size, rotation, etc. 2. If your /fill command doesn't work and it gives you an error, cannot place blocks outside of the world, one step you can take is to crank up the simulation distance in the world editor settings from the main menu. This would make sure all of the chunks get loaded and the blocks you fill get filled. So guys, thank you all for watching. Hope this tutorial was helpful for you and you learned something new. Make sure to join my Discord server and download the map to try it out. Bye bye. And hey, Merry Christmas!